Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome back to The Faithful Path, where every Saturday I break down the connection between our daily lives and the beautiful religion of Islam, how they both have an impact on each other, and discuss the issues we all have practicing our religion nowadays. So, without further ado, the podcast starts now.
سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. We've all experienced different chapters in our lives. Starting school, graduating, starting a new job, getting married, etc. But not all of us had this chapter where we had to move out of our city, of our country, to go work into another country. So today I have a special guest who had the opportunity to go work as a real estate broker in Dubai. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all give a warm welcome to my brother Hazem Zaki. Assalamu alaikum, Hazem.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
How are you today, bro?
Alhamdulillah, you?
Alhamdulillah. Just give a quick introduction to the audience.
My name is Hazem. I am Mazen's brother. I used to do real estate in Montreal here, and then I got the opportunity to do it in Dubai about a year ago. So I moved out a year ago, and it's been going pretty well, alhamdulillah. And now I'm just here for a short vacation.
So how long you've been in Dubai?
It's about 11 months now.
11 months. Perfect. So today I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions and a couple of rapid fire questions at the end. Is it okay?
Perfect.
Perfect. So the first question is, how did you adapt to the cultural and business environment in Dubai, especially in terms of networking and client relationships?
Well, it was pretty difficult at the beginning, right? Because all my life was here and everyone I knew was in Montreal. So I went to a whole new country without knowing anyone. So I had to restart all over.
Yeah.
So in my life that I lived here, I've had to do the same in less than a year. So everyone that I talked to here before, let's say like it was 100 people, 200 people, I had to get that same number of connections in a very short amount of time there in order to continue the progress that I've made here. The cultural and business background is different from here. So it is different in all the other countries in the world. We just need to adapt to it.
Yeah.
So obviously the first 2 months, I was a bit confused on how to deal with people and interact with people. It is different than here. So for example, it is very fast paced. People want faster results. People want more of instant gratification. It's not good, it's not bad, but it's just different than what I'm used to. So it took me some time to adapt to it. Once 5-6 months passed, then I started to understand how to actually deal with people. So the main difference is over there, whether professionally or like personally, everything moves super fast. So I wasn't used to that. Here, it's a bit more relaxing. We can take our time.
Yeah.
But over there, everything moves very fast, and I just need to change my way of working. I need to be way more active than how I was here.
How long did it take you to adapt to this Dubai culture or like Dubai business environment?
Honestly, it was about 3-4 months in. The first 3 months were a bit confusing for me.
Yeah.
It was the most difficult part. But after 3 months, you start to get the hang of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So after 3-4 months, that's when it usually becomes normal to you.
And what are in terms like of real estate market, what are the differences between here and Dubai? Is there anything better or anything worse?
So over there, obviously, there's way more luxury. So I have seen, penthouses, villas, mansions,
Yeah.
more than I'm used to. Like here, I haven't seen any penthouses or villas and mansions. So over there, when it was my first time, I was pretty surprised, and it was shocking. I'm like, wow, this is insanely beautiful. Over there, it's more of the appearance and the houses. There's always more luxury in the houses, more space, more things to do around the house, more amenities, more facilities, more parks, bigger gyms, bigger pools. So that was the main difference, I would say. Over there, it's always bigger, but it also comes with a cost, right?
Yeah.
So depending on what we look at, sometimes the rent is cheaper here, and buying a house is cheaper here. Sometimes it's cheaper there.
Yeah, I was going to
because compared to the size of the houses here, sometimes if you compare it to a house over there, here is bigger. So sometimes it is actually cheaper to live there as well.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, in terms of prices also, like here you see like inflation went like through the roof, you know.
Mhm.
But is it the same thing in Dubai, or Dubai is like less expensive, or?
Honestly, inflation has been all over the world right now. Everything went more expensive. All the housing is more expensive all over the world. It's not only in one specific country. Depending on the area, like if you compare downtown here to a normal area there, the area there is less expensive. But if you compare downtown there to a normal area here, like a suburb or just an underdeveloped area,
Yeah.
it is more expensive there. So it's always the comparison part that's usually more important.
Wow. Nice, nice. So the second question is, what were the biggest challenges you faced living alone in a new city, and how did you overcome them?
The biggest challenge is definitely being alone. So here I'm used to have my family and my friends around me. Over there, when you go to a new city and you have to restart all over and you don't know anyone to help you there, it can be a bit challenging. So the first month, the first 2 months, obviously you meet new people, but it's never like having your family and your friends that you grew up with next to you. So the challenge was being alone and understanding the different culture differences.
Yeah.
There are some things that are acceptable here in public that are not acceptable here, and vice versa over there. So it takes you some time to get used to it as well.
Yeah.
When you want to do something that you're used to, but you're still not sure if this is acceptable or this is the right thing to say over there, you get a bit confused, and sometimes it is frustrating to know what you can and can't do in a different culture and a different environment. But then you get used to it.
Yeah.
So I would say like how you overcome is you talk to as many people as you can. You go to explore a different culture. There are a lot of friendly people there. You get used to it at the end of the day. Everyone there is very, very friendly and is very helpful as well. I've had a lot of people help me when I moved, which I appreciate until this day. But it is to just talk as many people as you can and to go explore different places as you can, to not just stay in your comfort zone and stay at home closed-minded. You need to go out there and explore.
Yeah. And in terms of like food and money, how did you like survive?
Honestly, when you live alone as a young man, it is you pretty much eat the same food every day.
Yeah.
And you're like, you maybe when you live at home with your parents, usually you have your food cooked for you and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
But then once you live alone, you actually start to learn how to cook. So YouTube was very helpful. You get to explore also different foods, which you're not used to. So it is a huge learning curve once you move out by yourself. You start to learn how to cook on your own, do everything on your own, take care of a house by yourself.
Yeah. And who helped you the most, like when you were in Dubai?
So in
Who
Dubai,
supported you the most?
yeah, I've met a person there at work that we're very close friends until this day. Him and his family helped me the most, and I'm very, very grateful for it. I honestly, I told him I'll never know how to pay you back, but he said it's not even about paying me back. We just do it to help people. But he is my closest friend there, and I'm very, very grateful to have them there.
And what about like here in Montreal? Did people like check up on you?
So I always stay close with my family and my friends here for the emotional support, spiritual support. I always talk to my parents. My parents were a big help for it. Sometimes you get homesick, so you just want to see your parents and your family again. So we used to call a lot, and we used to talk on the phone a lot, which really helped as well.
Nice. That's nice. So the last question: how has your experience in Dubai changed your approach to both your personal and professional career?
Personally, I would say right now the most important thing for me is to always understand the other side's point of view. Whether you're in an argument, a professional setting, a debate, or just having a conversation with anyone, you always put yourself in the other person's shoes.
Yeah.
So you always see their perspective from both sides. Sometimes, rare in an argument where someone is right. everyone's just trying to express their opinion. It doesn't mean that someone needs to be right. So whether I'm having a debate or a conversation with someone, I always put myself in their shoes and I try to see from their point of view, why do they say that? Maybe they lived something that I haven't lived, or something happened to them that I didn't have the opportunity to do, or maybe it didn't happen to me because I was lucky, either good or bad. So I always try to understand the other person's point of view, before judging, before just trying to respond to them and telling them you're not right. No one needs to be right at the end of the day, unless it's like a fact or like scientifically proven or whatever.
Yeah.
You always try to understand the other person's point of view before you even try to give your opinion. Like, you've lived something that I haven't lived. Maybe that's why you think that way, and that's fine. I don't need to always agree to understand. So sometimes I understand, but I don't agree. And sometimes I agree, but I don't understand why. So I try to ask you why and explain to you why as well.
Yeah. Like you said, like, until it's proven scientifically or there's a fact, everyone has different lives, everyone has different experiences. So
Exactly.
no one is right or wrong. It's just different mindset, different opinions and everything. But in terms of your professional career, you graduated from Concordia
From
in accounting.
From accounting, yes.
Yeah. What made you go into the path of real estate?
I tried working different jobs in like a corporate environment. So in companies and firms in accounting, sometimes it's just not for you, and people realize that later on their lives, in their 30s and their 40s. I think that's why sometimes people have a midlife crisis, because then they realize that it's not for them. I was fortunate enough to realize that at a young age and say, corporate jobs are not necessarily for me. They may be right for others, which is perfectly fine. But I wanted to do something more. I need to go out there and meet people and talk to people every day. That's my personality, and it's all based on the personality of the person. So, staying behind a computer 8 hours a day is not necessarily for me. It may be okay with others, and that's fine as well.
Yep.
But I realized that at a young age, so I always took the opportunity to go out there and meet people. And honestly, it's the connections that got me where I'm at. So not necessarily the degree or me applying to different jobs. It's always the more people I meet, the more opportunities I get.
For sure.
So that's how I see it. Life is just about networking and talking to the right people and meeting the right people, and they're going to change your life.
That's really good. And you moved to a Muslim country. How did you feel like the shift from Canada to Dubai? Did you feel like there's a more like a Muslim community over there? Like, people are more religious and everything?
Yeah. So definitely there's more mosques everywhere. There's prayer rooms everywhere. So at work, in any building you go, in any mall you go, when it's time for prayer, the adhan is everywhere. So you hear it everywhere. It encourages you to pray more.
Exactly.
And during Ramadan, it was very different from here. Like, I wasn't with my family, so it was different than what I'm used to. But the community made it easier. So you see more people fasting. You definitely see more people praying. There's a whole community of always like having iftar together. The adhan is everywhere. Like, here it's like you look for a prayer room, or you look for a mosque nearby to pray when you're at school, when you're at work, when you're outside. Over there, it's just when the adhan is when the sheikh is performing the adhan. You just stop whatever you're doing to go pray, which I find it beautiful. To be honest, there's mosques everywhere. You don't need to justify where you're going. I think here it's like, you take a break from work, you're like, excuse me, I have to go pray. But over there, it's like, you don't have to justify it.
People know,
for Friday prayer, everything stops.
Yeah.
You stop whatever you're doing, whether it's a meeting, whether it's important, whether it's at work. You don't need to explain that you're going to pray, because that's just a normal thing there.
Nice. Yeah. Here we make our own prayer room sometimes.
Exactly.
Like in downtown where there's nothing. You're just trying to find a corner, a small spot just to pray 5 minutes, and that's it.
Exactly. In any mall you go, there is just there's prayer room. There's many prayer rooms in a mall, actually. So you just go to the closest one and you pray there.
Nice. Yeah. So to finish it off, what's one advice would you give to anyone out there who wants to like work outside of their like comfort zone or move to another country?
It's honestly all about risk. If you understand and handle risk very well, then that's something you should look into. So the younger you are, the more risk you should take. Like time and risk are proportionate to each other. So the more time you have, the more risk you can afford. Whether like as you grow older, when you're 30, you're 40, you're 50, then you can take less risk because once you have a family, once you have kids, it's different. You need to calculate the risk you're taking by the time you have it. It's never too late to do something.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying, but as long as you're in your 20s, I think it's the perfect time to take as much risk as you can. Obviously, I'm not saying take as much financial risk as you can and go into debt.
Yeah.
But evaluate the risk based on the time you have left. No one knows how much time they have left, but it's always taking as much risk as you can, because what's the worst thing that can happen is just it doesn't work out and then you come back home.
Yeah.
That's always what I had in mind. But you'll see that once you take risk and you get out of your comfort zone, that is the bigger reward there.
Yeah.
As long as you stay in your comfort zone with little risk, there's little reward.
Exactly. The greater the risk, the bigger the reward.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not even a financial reward. It's just emotionally, spiritually, and financially. Once you move abroad, once you take more risk, you are gonna grow as a person.
Yeah.
And that's way more important than the financial reward itself.
For sure. And the quote, "The grass is greener where you water it." Is that true?
Like for the quote, "The grass is greener on the other side," that's very true, because when I was here, I always wanted to move abroad. Once you move abroad, then you see the good qualities that are back home, and you miss your family, you miss your friends. So you would like to move back, like not move back home, but visit back home as much as you can. But then if you water the grass over there, then over there becomes your home as well.
Yeah, exactly. And did you meet any celebrities in Dubai?
Not from what I remember. I may have seen a couple on the street, but it's not like people think, honestly. There is a lot of luxury and a lot of like influencers and celebrities over there, but I think over there no one really cares.
Yeah.
Because everyone's just doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So, and it's normal, right? At that point, like I'm used to seeing supercars, I'm used to seeing luxury, I'm used to seeing very wealthy people. So at one point it just becomes normal for you.
Yeah.
You don't really stop in the street to talk to them or to take pictures with them. At one point it just becomes normal and everyone moves on.
That's true. Perfect. So time for the 5 rapid questions. The first question in terms of living conditions, what do you think is better, Dubai or Canada?
It's always subjective to the person. It depends on what you're talking about. Overall, there's no better answer, honestly. Every single place has its pros and its cons. And from the other countries I've visited as well, there's always pros and cons. It depends on your priority, I would say.
Yeah.
Is it for work, or is it for long-term stability and to raise a family? So this country has, more financial opportunities and better work opportunities. Another country may have better opportunities to grow a family and to stay there long term. So it's very, very subjective. Right now, at my age, I'm doing this just to grow as a person, and for work opportunities, and for that, the Middle East would be a better place.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, and second question is, what's the best attraction place in Dubai?
I really, really like the beach over there. So if you go, I really suggest going to the beach. It's a very, very nice place, because around the beach there's like a lot of restaurants and shops, and the culture over there is just that everyone goes to the beach on weekends, because you can go to the beach all year long. So because it's always nice and sunny outside.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is just to disconnect on a Saturday or Sunday and just go to the beach.
What about the Burj Khalifa? Because when I went to Dubai, it was packed.
So that's like, I went, I think twice. Once on my first day, and then twice when I have family and friends coming over. You get used to it, and it gets really, really crowded. So it's different when you're a tourist and you actually live there. You tend to not go to the crowded places anymore. So
that's true.
I got used to it. Like I pass by it almost every day, so I'm really used to it. So it's nothing special for me anymore.
Nice. Okay. Third question is what's the last book that you read and would you recommend it to the people?
Yeah, it's How to Influence People and Make Friends by Dale. And I think that's the book that impacted me the most
Mm-hmm.
because my job is to basically talk to as many people as I can and to not influence people, but convince them on why they should work with me and why they should trust me as a person.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest skill you can have is definitely communication.
Mm-hmm.
That's in every single industry, not necessarily even in sales, doctor, lawyer, engineer, construction worker. You need to know how to communicate to people. If you can't convince people on what you're doing and why they should trust you in your job, then you're already like way behind.
Yeah.
So it's definitely read as many books as you can on communication. Not even sales, just communication and psychology. Like understand people.
That's so true. Nice. Fourth question. If I give you a time machine right now and you could only use it once, would you go to the past or to the future and why?
To the future. I wouldn't change anything about my past, even though there was a lot of mistakes, a lot of things I wish I could change. But the past is what defines us now. I am happy with who I am, where I'm at, so I wouldn't change anything about that. It's all the mistakes that got me where I'm at right now.
No.
So I learned way more from my mistakes than the good times. The good times are good memories,
Yeah.
but the mistakes define you and help you grow.
You learned from them.
So as many mistakes as I've had, I wouldn't change anything about it because I continue to make mistakes every single day. We all do,
Yeah.
but these are what really define you at the end of the day. So it's just to see a glimpse of the future because I'm really curious on
Yeah.
how it's gonna turn out. So I
We're all
wouldn't change my past. I would definitely just go see
Yeah.
a glimpse of the future.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's a good answer. And last question: when you like in the future with your wife and kids, what dream country would you like to live in?
Tough question because we never know where we're gonna end up. I took a risk and moved to a completely new country, and it turned out well for me. Maybe when I have a family, it's to do the same move again for, like my family's future. But honestly, I'm happy where I'm at. The Middle East and Dubai specifically is a very, very good place for families. It's very safe, very clean. It's great for kids. It's great for work. So I would hopefully stay there, but I wouldn't know what the future is holding. So I'm open to be moving anywhere in the near future.
Nice. So there's no specific country.
I would say in the UAE for now. Yeah.
UAE. Perfect. Yeah. Nice. That's it for the interview. Thank you so much, Hazem, for your time.
Thank you
It's been an
for
honor.
your time.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, don't forget to like, follow, and share. I'll see you next week on The Faithful Path. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.